Hi everyone, welcome to Arpita Sharma classes. Good morning everybody. So today we are starting lesson number 2 in the Acts for UPSC History/Freedom Struggle session. So today we are going to cover Pitt's India Act of 1784. So we have started this session for all of you keeping in mind your prelims examination and also your mains examination, especially GS paper 1. Okay, so in these sessions, we are going to cover one by one all the important legislations which were brought forward by the British administration in the pre-independent India. So we have already covered the Regulating Act. Today we are going to cover the Pitt's India Act of 1784. So you can also make notes simultaneously in the class from GS paper 1 mains perspective because it's going to help you during your revision. Okay, so make sure that you are taking short notes during the class. Also, the class PDF will be uploaded on the Telegram channel also, that is Simplifying UPSC with Ease. The link is given below in the description box. You can also, if you are a working professional, you cannot take notes simultaneously in the class, you can directly download the class notes from our Telegram channel. Let's begin with the Pitt's India Act of 1784, from which a lot of questions have been asked in your preliminary examination. Now, when we talk about the Pitt's India Act, we know before that the Regulating Act was passed. Now, Regulating Act, through this act, British government did not directly interfere into the administration of East India Company in India, but it tried to regulate the actions, the powers, and monitor the powers of the East India Company officials who were involved in corrupt practices. So it was just to regulate them, to regulate their working, to regulate their affairs. So to remove, now there were some drawbacks in the Regulating Act also, we studied in the last class. There were some flaws, right? So to remove those flaws, those drawbacks from the Regulating Act, and to make administration of companies' Indian territories efficient and responsible, there were series of inquiries which were made, series of discussions and debates which were made in the British Parliament for the next 10 years. And out of these inquiries and measures, the most important one was Pitt's India Act of 1784. Now you can see it is named as Pitt's India Act. Pitt is the name of William Pitt, who was the younger Prime Minister of Britain at that time when the Act was passed. That is why on his name the Act has been named. And this Act set up a board of control in Britain, through which British government could fully control companies' civil, military and revenue affairs. तो पिट्स इंडिया एक्ट में एक बोर्ड ऑफ कंट्रोल स्टैब्लिश किया गया. नाउ बोर्ड ऑफ कंट्रोल itself means to control. So through this board of control, British government was directly controlling now the company's affairs, both civil, military and also revenue in India. Now the direct control was in the hands of British government. Board of control was just a medium through which British government was directly controlling East India Company's officials. So the company continued to have monopoly of trade and right to appoint and dismiss its own officials, but it was being controlled by British government. कंपनी के पास मोनोपोली तो था, पावर तो था भारत में कि वो ट्रेड करे, यहाँ पर ऑफिसर्स को अपॉइंट करे, डिसमिस करे, बट उनको रिपोर्ट करना पड़ेगा ब्रिटिश पार्लियामेंट को. They have to report time to time their affairs, their reports to the British Parliament. So this was the system of dual government of British India, which was set up by the British government. Now here company was also directly controlling India and company was being controlled by British government. So there was dual government system now. Okay, so the background, I hope it is clear. Background clear हो गया आप लोगों को? चलो, very good. Now before we move forward, here's a small announcement for all of you. As you can see, Unacademy has launched new batches for UPSC CSE 2021, 22 and 23 aspirants, which are going to start from 24th of March. 24 मार्च से नए बैचेस स्टार्ट हो रहे हैं अनअकैडमी पर. ठीक है, 2021, 22 और 23 के एस्पिरेंट्स के लिए. We have India's top educators from every field, from all the fields who are taking classes on Unacademy Plus, including the ex-IAS, IRS and IPS officers as well. So we have Target Success Prelims 2021 in 3 months. We have 3 months batch course for all of you, which is prelims focused batch starting from 24th March. On this batch, we have live classes by top educators, PDF study material will be provided, weekly doubts resolution classes will be there, then NCERT plus prelims की test series भी आपको मिलेगी, PYQs and mock questions की practice आप कर सकते हैं. So 3 months का crash course आपके लिए start हो रहा है 24 मार्च से. Then we have the batch course for 2022. That is again starting for 24 from the 24th of March. We have Sudarshan Gurjar sir, Mrinal Patel sir, Dipanshu Singh sir, Aarti Chavri ma'am. It is also a prelims focused batch. PDF study material will be provided. NCERT will be covered. All the other static books will be covered. Doubt clearing sessions will be provided to you. Then we have 1 and 2 year batches for UPSC CSE, which is also going to cover mains. We have expedition batch especially for English medium students. Bilingual students के लिए मिशन यूपीएससी सीएसई 2023 का बैच है. Separate we have English batch for expedition UPSC CSE 2023. These are the GS batches which Unacademy top educators are going to take from 24th of March. Then we have NCERT batches also. UPSC CSE के लिए हमारे पास NCERT batches भी हैं. So this is your chance to register today because 24th March से ना batches start हो जाएंगे. We are going to provide you personal guidance, study planner, test analysis, expert guidelines, study material. Everything is going to be provided. Plus we have optional combos also on Unacademy if you want to take your optional classes as well along with the GS batches. So you can use code ARPITA10 to get 10% discount. यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हो ये code use कर सकते हो आप ARPITA10 ताकि आपको easily directly 10% discount मिल जाए आपके subscription पर. ठीक है. So the links are provided below in the description box. Make sure that you subscribe today and also fetch your 10% discount by using this code ARPITA10. Okay. So let's continue. So far we have covered that Pitt's India Act 1784. It was passed by British Parliament to control the East India Company and to correct the defects of Regulating Act of 1773. Now Pitt's India Act is also very famously known as the East India Company Act of 1784. This is another name for Pitt's India Act. You have to remember this for prelims. And this act resulted in dual control, dual governance of British possessions in India by the British government and the company. And final resting authority was with the government only because obviously the company's control was also in the hands of British government. So the final authority rested with British government only. This act continued in effect until 1858 when the Act of Good Government was passed finally. Revolt of 1857 के बाद Act of Good Government पास हुआ था. तो तब तक ये Pitt's India Act continued था यानी कि dual government 1858 तक effective था. Now what were the provisions of this act? Let us understand. See, I told you that Board of Control was created. Why? In order to control the civil and military affairs of East India Company in India. Right? So for political matters, Board of Control was created. For handling the commercial affairs, Court of Directors was appointed. तो देखो political matters के लिए यानी कि civil and military affairs, Board of Control will be taking it, right, will be controlling it. For revenue affairs or commercial affairs, Court of Directors was appointed. Two boards were appointed, Board of Control and Court of Directors. Board of Control will handle the civil and military affairs and Court of Directors would handle the revenue affairs, the commercial affairs. When we talk about Board of Control, it took care of civil and military affairs and it comprised of 6 people. This you have to remember. 6 log the Board of Control में. First was Secretary of State, that was the President of the Board. Then we had Chancellor of Exchequer. Then we have 4 Privy Councillors. These were the 6 people who were members of Board of Control. And in this dual system of control, company was represented by Court of Directors. जो East India Company है उसको represent करेंगे Court of Directors. And British government would be represented by Board of Control. Clear? बात clear हो रही है सभी को? Okay. Now the act mandated that all the civil and military officers should disclose their property in India and Britain within 2 months of their joining. जितने भी civil और military officers हैं उनकी ब्रिटेन में और इंडिया में जो भी properties हैं वो उन्हें board of control को disclose करनी पड़ेगी, government को बताना पड़ेगा 2 महीने के अंदर. join किया जिस डेट से उस डेट से 2 महीने के अंदर. Okay. Why? To curb the corruption. Okay. The Governor General's Council strength was reduced to 3 members. Governor General के council में अब 3 members होंगे and one of the 3 would be Commander in Chief of the British Crown's Army in India. Okay, India में जो British Crown की आर्मी है उसका Commander in Chief जो होगा वो Governor General के council का एक member होगा. And Governor General was given the right of veto which was not given in the Regulating Act. This was the defect. Right, we discussed this in detail in the previous class. प्रीवियस लेक्चर में हमने डिटेल में पढ़ा था ना रेगुलेटिंग एक्ट में कि एक ड्रॉबैक ये था कि गवर्नर जनरल के पास वेटो का पावर ही नहीं था, उसको आंख बंद करके सारी बातें माननी पड़ेगी. बट अब ऐसा नहीं है, he has the right of veto. And presidencies of Madras and Bombay became subordinate to the presidency of Bengal. So in effect, you can say that Calcutta became the capital of British possessions in India. कैपिटल बन जाता है इंडिया का, क्योंकि अब बंगाल प्रेसिडेंसी के अधीन हो जाते हैं मद्रास और बॉम्बे की प्रेसिडेंसीज. Okay, these were the provisions. Now let us understand the features of the act. So when we talk about the features, we know that commercial and political activities were divided now. Okay, then for the first time the term British possessions in India was used. पहली बार ये term use किया गया कि ब्रिटिश का कोई possession है भारत में, and the control was given into the hands of British government. ठीक है, डायरेक्ट कंट्रोल मिल गया ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट को. एंड कंपनी बिकेम सबऑर्डिनेट टू ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट. ठीक है, these were the defects of the regulating act which were amended in this act. So basically you can say this act established Britain's crown's authority in civil and military affairs in India. Okay, however trade monopoly was of the company only, but in the civil and military affairs British government was the head. Now see, every act has a drawback. हर act का एक drawback होता है. So similarly we had drawbacks in Pitt's India Act also. First was that Governor General had to serve to two masters because dual government was established. So there were two masters. One was East India Company, second was British Crown. So Governor General had two masters. Second drawback was that responsibilities had no clear boundaries. Board of Control and Court of Directors, what were their responsibilities? It was not clearly demarcated. Okay, so that is why decision making procedure used to get delayed. Now what is the conclusion of this act? Conclusion is that for the first time companies' possessions were known as British possession, because now the direct control was of the British Crown, right? So British government had direct control over the company affairs, and finally directly we were under the control of British Crown. Okay, this was the conclusion of Pitt's India Act 1784. I hope you enjoyed today's class. उम्मीद करती हूँ आपको ये क्लास समझ आई हो, अच्छा लगा हो पढ़कर. ठीक है, make sure that you hit that subscribe button if you do not want to miss any update from our channel. Thank you and have a beautiful day ahead.